Hey everybody, Chris Carlson here. It's time for another Whiteboard Wednesday. We're going to talk about auto liability coverage today. This is the basis of all auto policies. So every policy that you have for auto insurance contains this part, and that's where we start and build from. Today we're going to go over the limits, not all the limits, but we're going to go over some of the limit options that you have and then what they do for you. So number one, we have a split limit coverage of $30,000 per person bodily injury, $50,000 per accident bodily injury, with $25,000 of property damage. This is the state required minimum limits of insurance. So what this means is that if you're in an accident, you damage or injure someone else, they're going to pay $30,000 maximum to one person, $60,000 maximum to all injured parties in the accident, and $25,000 of property damage. This is in red because it is not recommended by us that you carry this low of limits. We're in, on a daily basis in Dallas, Collin, Denton, Tarrant counties, and you know as well as I do that most of the cars that we drive around are going to be more than $25,000. We also know that medical expenses are very high, so if we're in an accident and we injure someone and they have to go to the emergency room, it's going to be very easy for us to blow through that $30,000. So in this particular scenario, if we get above those limits, so we damage more than $25,000 of property, or $30,000 for an individual, or $60,000 for bodily injury in totality on a policy, we're going to be personally responsible. So if I go out and get into a wreck with my neighbor's Mercedes S-Class and I total his car, my insurance company with this is going to pay $25,000. I'm going to be personally responsible for the remainder. I'll get sued and they'll get a judgment against me. So obviously, again, we do not recommend this low level of coverage. If you look at your policy and you see this, please call me right away and let's get that taken care of. I understand that most of us on a daily basis are being bombarded with commercials that talk about getting the cheapest insurance possible, and that's great. I'm all for saving money, but insurance is not a place where you want to skimp because it's one of those scenarios where that couple of dollars that you save every month or every year can really come back to hurt you if you find out after an accident that you don't have enough insurance to cover the damages you did and you have to pay them out of your own pocket. Number two, 100, 300, 100. So this pays $100,000 per person bodily injury. This is $300,000 in total for the accident bodily injury and $100,000 property damage. This is our recommended minimum coverage. So this, in most cases, is going to cover you against the vast majority of things that happen. It's going to give you enough coverage to cover most property, and also gives you a nice buffer if you injure someone in an accident to help prevent you from having to come out of pocket individually and paying for those damages. Also, it's going to be a nice buffer against lawsuits in that same scenario. Again, this is our recommended minimum. If you don't have at least this amount on your insurance policy, talk to your agent, give me a call, whoever it is, but highly recommend that you do this. The difference in price is usually very minimal, depending on the carrier that you're with, and it's going to give you a lot more protection. Our preferred limits are $250,000 of bodily injury per person, $500,000 total bodily injury, and then $100,000 in property damage in a split limit fashion, or $500,000 combined single limits. So the difference here is with the combined single limits coverage, you could take that $500,000 and have it portioned out to whatever part of the damages need to get paid. So if you do $200,000 of damage to somebody's McLaren, you can use this amount and it won't cap at $100,000. It'll go up to the full $200,000 amount. If you have one person that's injured here, it pays a maximum of $250,000. If you have one person injured this way, and that's all the damage that's done, then you can use that full $500,000 to pay for the damages. Anyway, hope that helps explain things so that you have a better understanding of what your policy does and doesn't do. Obviously, if you have any questions at all about any of this, you want to talk about your coverages, or you're just not sure what you have and you want to review, please give me a call. My telephone number and email address are below. You can reach me at either one of those, and I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. Thanks so much. Have a great day.